build from that. So even if you think what you're doing in your company is not very big or very strong or making that big impact, it is.
And we're back.
Nick was great.
He was.
He was a lot of fun, and what he gives to the community, and just by bringing people together with networking. We talk a ton about networking, but bringing people together with networking, I just really appreciate Nick so much.
Yeah, he did a great job. He did a great presentation. Ooh, what's our quote for today?
Quote for today: automation is good so long as you know exactly where to put the machine. Ooh, if that isn't right. And that's by E. Goldrat. I'm not trying the first name. Just not even doing it.
That was pretty good, though.
You also have to keep up with the machine. You can't just put the machine out there and expect it to work. Like, you have to keep up with it. We've talked about that a lot.
Yep.
You and I.
So if you could accelerate one part of your business, what would it be?
It's our question.
That is our question for today. So if you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, please put your comments in the chat and let us know what you would accelerate a part of your business and what it would be. And I believe that's also our topic of conversation also.
I think you should go first today. What would I feel like I always go first. What would you accelerate in your business?
I would love to figure out how to create a piece of software that would be like the total CRM that I want exactly the way I want it. Like, and I don't even want it to go to a CRM program. I want it to go to a Google Sheet, but I want all the things to automatically import into the sheet without me having to do it.
I like that.
That I would love to have automated.
I like that. I think for me, I think a lot about it. We use a ton of tools, right? For everything we do, we use a ton of tools, and they really do help accelerate the business. But I do wish that there was one tool, let's say for social media posting, that I could literally do every single thing. Instead, I have to purchase multiple tools to do multiple different things. And if I was smart enough, I would design exactly what I know. I need this. I know other social media managers could absolutely use this, or even just small business owners that want to post on socials for different reasons, and everything has a different requirement. And so some of those softwares really only dive into, like, they specialize on, like, let's say Facebook, and we're going to do great things for this, but you can't also do the same thing on Instagram and LinkedIn. And so that slows me up a lot.
Especially when you have to go to the multiple different tools.
Yes.
Like, between the two of us, we have a lot of clients that we do their social media for. And some of them you have on certain tools, and you have to put the other ones on different tools, and then you put these guys on another tool.
And if one tool breaks, you're like, oh God, I didn't know it broke.
And then you got to
disconnected. Oh,
yeah, that's happened a lot too.
That would absolutely accelerate me. And maybe I should work with a development team. I'm sure there's.
But you know what? There's all these changes that are happening constantly too. Like, just yesterday, I was pointing out to you that you could put these GIFs right into this one tool that we were using on a platform, and I don't know of any other tools that allow you to do that. So now they keep competing with each other also, and they keep adding in different things. And as the internet keeps changing and growing, there's new updates and new pieces that they add, and it is. You just have to move with it, I guess.
You keep having to oil the machine. Always have to oil the machine.
Yep.
I don't know. That would be tremendously helpful for me. Tremendously.
It would be. Yeah.
And other people.
I agree. Do we have any comments in the chat, Mr. John?
It's looking like a no. So if you have anything that you want to comment on what would accelerate your business, we can help bring you in the conversation, and definitely let's talk. Maybe you have a great idea for us. Hey, maybe you can help develop that CRM for Tracy and the social media tool for me. Who knows, right?
Yeah. That would be great.
So that's about all we've got as far as the acceleration is going. John, do we have? We've got nothing.
Okay, come on up on.
Got nothing. You guys are going to see the guest transition for the first time.
Welcome onto the show.
Hi.
I'm so glad you can make it.
Pleasure. Yes, my honor to be here. Hi, Kim. Hi, Tracy.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Good morning.
So I'm just going to read a little bit about your bio and your
Yes.
previous work history. So Anhang has started a business with Primerica Financial Services only 2.5 years ago. And in that time, she has grew her agency to 18 agents in 18 different states. And as an immigrant, she knew firsthand what it meant to not have financial education and having to navigate the money system of America by herself.
Knowing what she knows now, Anna is motivated to help others reach financial independence through simple money concepts and resides in Oak Creek with her husband and her husky. I got to know, what's the husky's name?
Cloudy.
Cloudy. I love it. Oh, that's so cute.
Thank you.
So cute.
He's my life.
So if you could automate anything in your business, what would be the thing that you would want to automate right now?
Right now, I
Mhm.
think I would want to automate my schedule. If you know what I mean. Small business owners out there, you have control of your schedule. So if I'm still trying to tweak it where I want to wake up a certain time, and this is exactly what I'm going to do, and no distractions until that task is done throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So every 15 minutes, every hour, what is that going to be? So automation is just really my schedule, and we have full control of it. That's
Right.
a beautiful thing. But
Right.
Absolutely.
also on the other side, that's a double-edged sword, right? So that's what I would want to automate. Yeah.
And then automate your body to do all the things in the
Yes.
schedule.
Right.
Like I've been trying to do the 5 a.m. club.
Oh,
Have you heard of that?
No,
Yes, I've heard of it.
I have not.
Yeah. So 5 a.m. club is just saying that you have to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and do a routine every 20 minutes for the first hour, because if you wake up before the sun rises, it gives you the competitive edge to win the day.
I love that. I need to probably do that. Well, my body kind of does it on its own naturally when it
good.
feels like it. But I started the squat challenge this month. I got to do
How's that going?
it just started today, and I have to do 100 squats each day. I can do it.
You got this.
I can do it. 3,000 squats by the end of the
You
month.
got this.
I can do it. So excited.
The first couple of days, you might be a little sore.
So I started last month, like easing into it, so I was not going to be dead after day one.
Good.
Yes.
And don't do it all at the same time either.
Yes.
So
Me
today,
and
today we're talking about acceleration, and in 2.5 years, you have accumulated 18 agents. Can you tell us more about how you did that so fast?
That's not actually not that fast. Company's average, but I'm working it through. During those 2.5 years, I was actually part of that. Half of that was I was part-time doing this. I was still at a job, working for big corporations, thinking that was it, right? This is where I'm going to be. And then the pandemic happened, where it sort of give you a different meaning to life, where they say if you have one income, then you're one day away from being broke. And that really came to life. And that's when I picked up this extra thing that I was like, this is just going to be my side hustle. But 3 months into it, I'm like, okay, I think I could do this for the rest of my life, because I could stand behind every single thing the company stands for. So acceleration for me, how I did it, it's really organic. If I believe it, it's easy to tell everyone else that this is right too. And if it's right, it's easy. So how I did, that's a good question. How do I do it? Most of it is just being genuine, caring about people, and talk to a lot of people. So I started branch out more. Before I was in this little thing, not really sharing a lot of what I do, how I am. But now I share more about me, about our journey, and people. Once they relate to that, it's easy for them. They're my families now. All my agents are my family. We don't. We go to parties together. We do things together. We plan things together. We talk through lives together. So I think that's how we were able to grow. It's just the system is easy. I just have to plug into it and be genuine to my people. So,
Well, and I think when you because I've met you through some networking events, and you can definitely feel the passion when you're speaking about it. So, and maybe that's why it's become, and that might not seem like a lot to you to grow 18 people, but Tracy and I don't have a staff of 18. You know what I'm saying? So maybe in the financial world, it might be a little bit different, but you should be proud of that.
Thank you. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Yes, you absolutely should
Very
be
proud of
that.
my team. Yes.
Yeah.
We grew through Zoom also.
Zoom was so great for those 2 years.
Was.
I mean,
Do you remember
it made
that?
Things, yeah, I couldn't forget. That's when I started my business.
Really?
So, yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes. So,
Mhm.
so you're proud of your team. How do you keep them motivated to, to keep going and stay with you? And that's kind of a problem in the world right now, getting people to stay, right?
Yes, that's true. Also, our business, it's all commissions. So if they can't take a no, it's easy to fall back down, right? To keep them motivated for me is mostly coming from I only want to work with people who are motivated. I don't motivate them. So you ask how do I keep them motivated? I don't motivate them. They find within their own strength of how much they want to be motivated. Like I have one agent. We asked her yesterday. She's in Georgia. Her name is Chloe, and she's doing this part-time also. So she works 6 days a week, a lot of hours already, and then she dedicates the evening and on 1 day a week when she's off, she does the business. And we asked her, how much coaching do you want from level 1 to 10? She said 11.
Oh, great.
So how I keep people motivated, I will give my time to those that want it. In the beginning, I would treat them as if they all going to make it. Because I gotta believe they all want it within themselves to be significant, to be better for the community, to be better for themselves. And as I go through the process, you'll find your superstars. And then they will want you. So to keep them motivated, also the biggest part is as a leader, you gotta tell them how it's done, but also show them how it's done. Would you agree?
So lead by example.
Yeah.
Yes, show them by example. So
Absolutely.
that's it. I don't just hire and I don't do anything. So I don't show them how it could be done. So I show them like it's possible. People want better, even through the no. One no meaning you're one step closer to a yes. So you gotta keep going.
I think that's a great leadership skill, though, too, to have them want to do it for themselves and not feel like you have to give constant direction. And we've talked about that in some of our recent episodes and recent guests. People have to feel like they belong and that they're a big part of the team, and the commissions obviously don't hurt to get them. They've got to try to get what benefits them. So I think it all kind of just ties together, but that's a great leadership style to do, in my opinion.
And it's commission, they're part-time, so it's okay. If you don't make it, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think we're the only one in the industry that allows them to have all these licenses and able to do it part-time. Versus, can you imagine jumping into something and you have no idea about, but you gotta make commissions on it?
No.
100%.
No,
That's
thank
hard.
you. No, thank you.
And you sound like you're probably very, very available to them. Like if they have any questions or if concerns, you're quick to respond to them to make sure that they stay engaged and on top of so they continue to keep that motivation going.
I'm pretty sure all of my motivated agents have me on their speed dial. I'm pretty sure they call me and help whenever, right? I mean, they're listening, they know. We had that conversation. Hey, you're gonna have to be on my speed dial. I'm like, why am I not yet? It's the questions. I'm available. I'll show you how it's done. And my mentor is the same thing. He's on my speed dial. So it's a line of people wanting to be better. And our business is for me to move up to the next level, I gotta get everyone else with me to go up. We don't just keep them there. Because it doesn't benefit me, it doesn't benefit them.
Right? Oh, that's a real team building.
Right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Move yourself up to a level, you got to bring them also up. So whatever we say, whatever we coach, it's always in their best interest.
So what if they're not ready to move up?
That's why I say we want to work with motivated people. I will go at their pace, have whatever they want to do. Do they want to make an extra $200 per week? Then I'll move at that pace. But the visions, it's like I call it like teaching someone to walk. So if they want to start baby steps from crawling to getting on their fours until they sit, all that, depending on their speed. But if they want it, I can get them all the way to walking. I don't feel like I'm running yet. I'm still walking. I got to walking now, but I'm working towards running.
So, you know the saying, if you give somebody a fish and you feed them for a day, or you teach them how to fish, they can eat for the rest of their life. How does that relate to what you're doing for your clients?
Yeah, that's a good saying, right? So, my clients, when they come in, they walk. If they don't understand what we're saying, we don't make the sales. I got to make sure they understand it, because at the end of the day, I'm not the one paying their bills. So if they don't understand the reason why they need to have an investment, the reason why they need to have a properly protected life through life insurance, they don't get it, then I'm not going to be able to push it. So we don't say we push it, we mostly educate it. Because the saying is, you give somebody a fish, feed them for a day. If I say, you got to do it for my quota, you got to do this because I think it works for you, but they don't say, yes, I need this. They walk out. The next day, they like, I don't need this. They cancel. It doesn't serve them. It doesn't serve me either. So how we go about the business is we make sure they understand 100% of why we do what we do.
You're just educating all over the place,
Totally.
educating the staff, educating the clients. It's great.
Yes, I actually wanted to be a teacher. So my parents, I think they're watching, but when I came to America in high school, they asked me what I want to do. And I said, I want to be a teacher. And then they said, we did not send you to America to be a teacher. Because they think teachers don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm teaching now, but we make decent money.
So you're
way.
just teaching in a different way. You're still teaching.
Yeah, I'm still teaching.
You're teaching about something that you're passionate about with, financial independence for people to have that.
Literacy. So we're doing a lot of events now. We're partnering with Journey House. We have an event coming up this Thursday where we're going to teach middle schoolers how to budget, how to start saving, so they have an understanding on money.
That is so important. I can't reiterate that enough. It's like gone out of schools.
I don't think it was ever there.
I remember a project in middle school having to balance a checkbook, and that's about as deep as it went. How to balance a checkbook, but really financial literacy, not at all. And it's so important. You walk out into the world, you make money, and what do you do with it?
Yes.
You spend it all.
Exactly.
You got to go have a Tesla because you have enough money to have a Tesla, or should you do the things to invest your money, invest in properties, invest in whatever you're going to invest in. But it's so important to learn.
Yeah, and unless you've been exposed to it when you're growing up, most people think that the only thing you do is go to work every day and you bring home a paycheck, and there's multiple different ways that you can bring in different types of income all the time, like multiple streams of it. But they don't teach any of that in school.
They don't, do they? I'm partnering with the Franklin High School also, because they're starting teaching the kids now. But my exposure to finance in college was the bank came in and asked people to open credit cards.
Yes. Yeah.
That is not, now I'm thinking, that's not financial literacy. That is financial disaster.
Right.
Starting them from $300, right? You start with $300 credits that you can use. And as you grow, people all start out with the credit card saying, I'm going to use it just for gas. I'm just going to use it for things. But they build that muscle for us to become slave to the lenders. So our mission is just help families become debt-free. I talked to a family that we built their debt-free plan in February this year, and they never thought they could get out of debt. And I did a meeting with them, and they say, yeah, I'm already done with all my debt 2 months ago.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
So yeah, that's my joy.
It's very rewarding.
Yes.
Very rewarding, for sure.
Thank you so much for joining us today on you have a lot to give. And do you have an offer or an event? I know you have the event that you said coming up that you want to share with our audience today.
Oh yeah, so we have an event. Is our firm is big on giving back. So on November 22nd coming up, we are hosting, we called it an annual giving party. We are going to pack a lot of snack lunches or snack packs for the women's shelter, Joy House. So if you are available that evening, that's a couple days before Thanksgiving, and you feel like you haven't done your due of giving, right? Let's do it. We have the event coming up. We're looking for donations, anything non-perishables, from pudding cups to crackers. Feel free to contact me, and we'll get it working. So
Awesome.
thank you so much.
And anyone can get in contact with you. We have a link on our website, theknackshow.com/on-ANH hang.
Mm-hmm.
And they can connect with you and find out more about your event and more about whatever you've got to give.
Yeah, sure. LinkedIn, I'm always on that too.
Beautiful.
So
Great.
Beautiful. I think the link goes right to LinkedIn also.
It does.
Oh,
So,
really?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yes,
All right. Well,
absolutely.
thank you so much, ladies, for
Thanks.
having
Thanks
me.
for coming on
Appreciate
today.
it. Yes, of course.
Did you say your parents are watching?
Yes,
You
they
should
should be.
say hi to them.
Say hi. Chào bố, chào mẹ.
Oh, I love it.
Like that?
I did.
Yeah,
I love
but
it.
thank you. Well, have fun. Have a great day. This is a great topic, and I
Mhm.
hope the next guest can bring more fire as well.
Okay.
Studio A5 MKE Videos Content Creation Lab. Yesterday we talked about interacting with the audience in real time on the show event. But what we can also do is we can leverage other people's audiences. So when we have a guest on the show, we have ways that we can connect with them, leverage their audience so that they can broadcast the show right on their platforms also. In an event that we have coming up, we're going to be live broadcasting on 15 different social media channels, and we're thinking real strategically and intentionally on how we can focus in on who's going to be the highest leverage points, and then who can we use to support those leverage points so that we can kick up those algorithms and reach a wider audience. So when you're creating a live show and getting out there and broadcasting your brand, you can not only interact with your audience in real time, but you can leverage other people's audiences to instantly grow your audience and grow and build your brand. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about how we can take that hour and get the most out of it so you can create the most amount of content. See you tomorrow.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. When it comes to acceleration, all businesses want to do things faster. And it's just a quick reminder that content marketing is a great way to accelerate your business exposure. By posting, connect on your social media, you reach more people, and posting often is key, especially depending on the ones you're on. So
Michael is an experienced specialist with a demonstrated history of working in the information management industry.
he's skilled in customer service, managed services, sales, cold calling, and customer satisfaction. Strong professional with a track record of success.
Well, that sounds a lot like my LinkedIn profile.
Oh,
It's
gee, I wonder where that
exactly
came
what it
from.
I wonder how we got that.
Welcome to the show, Michael. If there is one thing, we're going to refer back to the audience question. If there's one thing that you could do to accelerate your business, what would that be?
Boy, everything we do is about automation and acceleration. So it's about utilizing systems and actually having buy-in as an organization. A lot of the times you put something into place, but people don't actually buy in. So 100% buy-in at a company is really what helps with acceleration and automation the most.
Oh, 100% buy-in would be great.
Saying.
For
And
anybody.
anything, right?
Yeah.
So what makes an IT managed service provider special? What do you offer that stands you apart from the others?
Well, really, it's about doing a lot of work on the front end or the back end that prevents this reactive problems that people have. People are often, it's the worst when you call your IT company. No one, I mean, do you like calling customer service for anything?
Normally you're calling because something's wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So we do a ton of work on the back end to make sure that those calls are not necessary. I mean, we don't mind hearing your voice, but the less you have to call us, the happier you are, the happier we are. And that's really what sets us apart outside of the experience of dealing with our people and the quality of our people. But that's something you have to experience firsthand to understand better.
And that takes a lot of effort on your part to constantly stay above or ahead of that, ahead of any foreseen changes and things that you think that might cause them to want to call you.
Yeah, we started off in the early 90s as a reactive company that just came in and did a lot of projects, and you called us at your most dire hour, you know. So now we've kind of transitioned into a company that has checklists and systems and programs that really make sure that you're not having to, that we're ahead of the game. So we put best procedures together and really mitigate the amounts of calls that you have to make. But we do get calls still because the world's not perfect. It's not fair. It's not perfect.
I like to avoid the call happening before, like I like to be ahead of it.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't this? I didn't know it wasn't, like, you don't want to have to deal with the, I don't know why. Let me look into it. You know, it's just,
right.
Yeah.
I'm paying more for my internet than I probably have to, but I don't want to call in to get the bill down because I have to wait on hold for 20 minutes. And you don't have to experience that with us, but you know, that drives behavior.
Right.
It's true.
So as we speak about acceleration this month, why would a small business subscribe to digital automation?
Well, really, it doesn't even have to be a small business. It could be any business. But you know, when you have bottlenecks or you have redundant work that's being done by multiple different people, we can help, and anyone who automates can really help eliminate those bottlenecks and the stoppages in work. I've talked to companies that had a department of 5 or 6 people, and they're having to double type things. They're late on different processes, and it's costing them money and time. By automating, you can really eliminate the need to have that many people in the department. And in this environment of worker shortages, you need to utilize your workers the best you can. So if you're able to do anything digitally and automate any processes, you're able to reassign and reallocate those human assets to a better area.
Focus on their strengths rather than just getting them through the day to day.
Yeah.
Here, you're here 8 to 5. I'm going to get what I can out of you. And
or you have someone having to do something that's outside of their job because it's necessary, because you guys run small businesses. You have to do a lot of different things and wear a lot of different hats. So if you can get some quote unquote robot to do it for you, you can get back to doing what you do best and utilizing your education and your knowledge.
What are some examples of the types of automation that you guys do?
Boy, we've automated so many different areas. It's really about, you were talking about like Facebook and all these different social media. So if there's a tool to do that, we're not going to recreate it. So we're looking for opportunities where there's no tool, and we're going to custom build something for you that can help you be as efficient as possible. It might be less expensive if you have some kind of just standard project. There might be software out there that you can just buy, but we're going to do the things that are weird. The weird abnormalities.
weird isn't bad.
So do you do a bunch? You have a whole list of tools that you say, okay, well, maybe you should try this, and this, and if that doesn't work for them, then you create like a custom made.
What we would do is we would come in. I meet with somebody, and they say, hey, you know, we're having a hard time with shipping, or we're having a hard time. We've got 80 approvers in our AP department, and we're short paying, we're late on things, and I'll come in and I'll bring an engineer in. The engineer will look and say, you know, this is a simple solution. This software someone else can help them with. It doesn't make sense for us to custom build it. But if it does make sense, then we'll scope out a project and then create a scenario that works for the customer.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah, that's like a solution either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna offer them something. Yeah.
I mean, we're the best, but sometimes we're not the most financially viable, and we'll recognize that and point you in the right direction.
Oh, okay, great.
So we answered this a little bit, but why would a business outsource their IT? Why not just do it themselves?
Well, there's multiple reasons. If you're a one-man shop or a one-gal shop, I understand you're not probably going to outsource. But the bigger you get, you have people doing things that are outside of their comfort zone. Like, you don't want the person on air to be running the production. You want the producer to run that part of the company. And it's the same thing with many businesses. So once you get to 5, 10, 20, 100, 200 people, you want to have somebody who's really good at what they do doing it. So that's the first part. The second part is you can hire an IT person, or you can hire someone to help automate, and that's great. But what happens when they leave? What happens to that knowledge? What happens to the systems? What happens with the transition of the knowledge? So let's say they leave on good terms. That's great. The transition's not always easy, and God forbid something horrible happens to that person and they're just gone. So with us, we touch many, many different companies. We work with all kinds of different verticals, and we're able to take best practices back to you and apply them to you into your system with your permission, of course. We're not going to force you or shoehorn something in, but that knowledge is transferable. And also, when you're in a job for a long time, it gets stale. You don't really get that experience from outside the company because you're only seeing what's in front of you. So
yeah, I think that's a really good tip and a really good reminder that small businesses have to think about as they're growing, how people are going to come and go. And you can't just have all the stuff relied on a specific person, that it should be outsourced to a team, or it should be a process made. So you're not totally dependent on that specific person. Because boy, I've seen passwords leave with people and they like
accounts are done.
Yeah.
They're done.
And you got to start all over again.
Yeah, you need to have processes in place for all that stuff too. And you need someone to manage that. And if you have an IT person, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with having someone in your company doing IT. Cross-train someone else. If you can hire somebody to help them and understand what's going on, and send them outside the company so they can get a good idea of what's going on in other industries and other companies. Because transferring knowledge, when you start school, by the time you're done with school in the technology world, what you've learned that first year might not be relevant by the time you're done 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah, because it changes so fast.
And
it really does.
It's really interesting kind of that you said, when, someone leaves, or even if they're retiring, where in my previous life, when I was working in an office, there is 10 people that are due to retire at the same time, integral, huge positions for this business. And all that knowledge goes with them.
You're like, sit down with so-and-so.
You need
years.
Spend
2 weeks with them and just write down everything.
You need years. And when I left my position, I was the only person in the company that did it. Yeah. And I sat with my boss.
So concerned about it
I
too.
felt horrible. I sat with my boss for 2 weeks and he tried to automate stuff and he couldn't do it. And I mean, they figured it out. Every company is going to figure it out, but it doesn't mean it's not a struggle for them.
You cared.
I did. Most people don't, but I did.
Just like, I'm out of here.
I didn't want to leave on bad terms, and I was leaving for family and to start my own business, and still had communication with my manager if he needed it. They were a great team to work for, but
there's a lesson to be learned for all companies: is don't just think things are going to be okay. Document, double check. The financial. We just talked about finances a little bit. That industry, you got to keep cross-referencing and double-checking to make sure things are on the up and up. And watch out for information hoarders too, because people feel like that's job security sometimes, but it can be trouble for the person who's hoarding the information, because it's only going to last so long.
And then people are going to resent you.
And Jon talks a lot about SOPs and writing SOPs. And it's really amazing to me. I've worked in corporate for a long, long time. How many places do not have SOPs written for anything? They just go through it. Yeah. So sometimes hiring that out is definitely not a bad option.
Well, the worst case scenario, it's not a worst case scenario. When you outsource any department or any part of your company, you've got backup automatically. If we lose 1 or 2 people, it's not a deal breaker,
right? Because it's your
not going to kill
whole
us.
Department that's overseeing. Your whole business. Yeah.
Well, and it's our job to document what's going on and what you're doing, and then the transfer of information is smooth. So there's backup and redundancy, not just in the IT sense, but in the documentation of information.
Good information.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It just makes you think about your processes, no matter the size of your businesses. No matter the size, it's all important. It's all important.
Like the first thing that you have to think about before you're going to think about automating anything is get all that stuff figured out first.
And even like with Tracy and I, we work a lot together in a lot of different things. And there have been times in my life, I can't do something. She's right there to be able to do it for me, and vice versa. She's, I can't do this. Can you help me? And, you know, even though we're small business owners, we might not be able to hire the big things. Still having that backup is so important, because ultimately the client suffers.
Yeah.
And that should never happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not even getting into security of your network and your
Right.
customers' information and
Exactly.
all this reputation destroying or building
Right. Yeah.
situations.
So if you can't find someone to trust, it's not really that bad of an idea to find someone to hire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely isn't. And we understand when you're really tiny that sometimes that's not something, but as soon as you can, it's an added expense at some point, but it's well worth your time and effort, and it'll help you utilize your technology and keep employees as well. Because I started a company once and I didn't have a computer for a week. So I just sat around and followed people. No one likes the guy
No one likes that.
who's following you around and watching you do things.
They don't get to play on their phone.
Yeah,
They don't like that.
Yeah, maybe that person's productivity went up, but mine it was a waste of a week.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, have your ducks in a row and have somebody working for you.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. It was great information, great
Thanks for having
reminders,
me.
and has me thinking about all the different ways to automate more things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Automation. I love automation.
We'll talk afterwards. There are some social media posters that are out there. There's some softwares that might be able to help you out. So hopefully
I am open
solve that
ears.
for you.
I am open ears and eyes.
Do you have any specials coming up, or any offers for the audience today, or events or anything coming up you want to share?
I'll be posting on our website. We have a monthly newsletter that goes out. We also do some webinars for the automation portion. And we have some open houses. We just moved our location. We're in Brookfield now. We moved out of the old office and into a really nice office by Mimosas, if anyone knows where that is, right down the street. Yeah, we're upstairs, so you can get a massage, get a breakfast, and then you can look at our office. So we'll be doing something soon. We haven't announced that yet.
You live a life of luxury.
Right.
Starting last week Monday, so it's been great to smell of all the senses from the spa, and then the
Essential
bacon.
oils.
You know, you can't-
Essential oils and
Mhm.
bacon. What a combo.
Mhm.
they need the bacon oil. That's what,
Oh,
that's every man's dream. Yeah, or check us out on ctaccess.com and my email. You can email me, and my information's right on the website. So thanks for having me.
yep. And we have a page for you also on the website with your LinkedIn account and all that
Excellent.
stuff to connect with you there too. So
I appreciate it. Love to talk to anyone who has questions or just wants some information.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
It was
you.
Great.
Mhm, mhm.
Absolutely great. Oh, we got a Mitch. Hi, everyone. We missed Mitch today.
yes,
We missed his hype today. That's okay. Hopefully we'll have him back next week sometimes.
he says hi.
Hey,
He's probably having some FOMO.
I know he's
Yeah.
probably having FOMO, but at least he's still watching us when he can't join us live, right?
Yep.
So once again, we talk about this every week. We have a weekly networking event at 10 a.m. on Fridays, 10 a.m. Central, I should say, the Knaak Show Mastermind. We set goals for the week. I was doing really good for my goal yesterday, and I got bombarded back, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we set goals, and we help each other be accountable for those goals, which is super important. And it's become a great group of people. Anyone is welcome to join us for that event. And you can find that on the knackshow.com, and that's under events, correct?
Right.
Or networking. I don't
Networking
remember which
events, I think.
one. Networking events. It was such a great show today.
Mhm.
I had a ton of fun. I learned a lot. I'm all about acceleration. Let's move forward. We're at the end of the year. We've got to push forward, and what better ways to do it? So
Mhm. And thanks to all of our volunteers for helping out. Sandra, Mitch, everybody else. John behind the scenes over here doing all the techie stuff. And thanks for everybody coming today. Thank you to our guests. And that's all I got.
okay. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us. If you're catching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, please help. Oh, Mitch is having FOMO. I'm sorry, Mitch.
Yes, see, I knew he was.
please help our community grow. Reach out, share the page. We are very close to being able to stream on our LinkedIn business page. So if you haven't followed our LinkedIn business page, please do that. Share it with your friends. Like, subscribe, do all those things. Thumbs up. Give us a shout out. We want to keep helping small businesses accelerate all throughout the month of November. So with that, we're done, and we will see you soon. Yep. I almost said it.
Oh.